Today, we're talking about grinder wheels, but not in a super technical, confusing way. This video is basically the conversation I wish somebody had with me earlier. We tested a bunch of Spyder grinder accessories on mild steel, stainless steel, rebar, tile, and bricks. We looked at the cut results, the sparks, the finished surfaces, and how each wheel felt when it was actually doing the job it was designed to do. So this video is not really about finding one best wheel. It's about helping you pick the right wheel before you start cutting. And if you'd like to shop for any of the products we talk about, you can check them out in the YouTube shopping button below, or in the link in the description will take you to my Lowe Storefront collection for this video. Before we get into the testing, one quick safety note. With grinder accessories, the first thing is always make sure the wheel actually matches the tool. Check the diameter, the arbor, the RPM rating, and the guard setup. Also, don't treat every wheel like it does the same job. A cutoff wheel is for cutting. A grinding wheel is for grinding. A flat disc is for blending and finishing. A diamond blade is for tile, masonry, brick, concrete, and similar materials. Now, this all sounds obvious, but a lot of grinder problems come from using the right looking wheel in the wrong way. And here's the easiest way to think about this. First, ask yourself, am I cutting or grinding? If you're slicing through material, you're cutting. If you're removing material from the face or the edge of something, you're grinding. Second, ask, is the material metal, tile, or masonry? Metal points you towards the ceramic cutoff wheels, the grinding wheels, or the flap discs. Tile and brick point you toward the diamond blades. And if you're dealing with mixed materials or you don't know exactly what you're going to run into, that's where the Diamond Edge universal wheel starts to make a lot of sense. Let's start with the ceramic cutoff wheels. These are the dedicated metal cutting wheels in the group. When we use these wheels on the metal they were intended for, they cut cleanly, they cut fast, and they felt like the right tool for the job. The Type 1 wheel is the flat profile. That's the one I think of for like regular straight cuts in metal. So if I'm cutting flat bar, cutting stainless tubing, trimming a bolt, cutting rebar, the Type 1 ceramic cutoff wheel is the straightforward choice. Now, the Type 27 version is a little different. It has the depressed center point, so it gives you a different angle and a little more access in certain situations where if you needed to cut flush, you'll probably have a better chance of getting in closer with this and not obstructing or hitting your lock nut on your grinder. Next is the Spyder Diamond Edge universal cutoff wheel. It's meant to cut a wide range of materials. If you're doing demolition, repair work, remodel work, or you're moving between metal, rebar, brick, tile, and other mixed materials, this is where the universal wheel makes sense. Did it cut as quickly as the Type 1 through mild steel? Maybe not. But you wouldn't want to jump from material to material with this when you could do this with this more all-around solution. So if I'm making repeated cuts in one material, I'll pick the dedicated wheel. But if I'm moving from steel to rebar to brick, or I'm working in a situation where I don't want to keep changing wheels, this is the one that I want nearby. Now let's talk about something that is easy to mix up: cutting versus grinding. The aluminum oxide grinding wheel, this wheel is for removing material. So if you've got a rough cut edge, a weld bead, or a burr, or a section of metal that needs to be shaped or knocked down, this is where the grinding wheel comes in. After the grinding wheel, we tested the 80 grit ceramic flat discs. Because this is an 80 grit version, I would not present this as the most aggressive stock removal option. In Spyder's flat disc lineup, the 80 grit is the smoother finish option. When we used it on metal, it cleaned up the surface and left a nicer finish than the grinding wheel. It's the wheel I'd reach for when the part still needs to look good after the rough work is done. The way I'd say it is grinding wheel first if you need to remove a lot of material, flat disc after that if you need to blend it, smooth it, or make it look finished. All right, here we go. Now let's move into diamond blades. This is where the material changes. We're not talking about metal anymore. Now we're talking about tile, brick, masonry, and similar materials. Cementuous products, so to speak. We tested 3 different rim styles: continuous rim, a turbo rim, and a segmented rim. And this is one of the clearest examples of match the wheel to the job. Continuous rim for the cleanest tile style cut. Turbo rim for a balance of speed and cleanliness in masonry. And the segmented boy, this segmented boy is for more aggressive brick masonry cutting when you want to get the job done faster. The biggest thing our testing proved is that there really isn't one magic wheel that should be used for everything. The dedicated metal cutoff wheels were the best when we were cutting through metal. The grinding wheel made sense when we were removing metal. The flap disc made sense when we wanted a smoother finish. The continuous diamond blade made sense when we cared about the edge on the tile. The turbo and segmented diamond blades made sense when we moved into brick and masonry. And the universal diamond edge made sense when versatility mattered more than being super specialized. Next up, we have some specialty grinder accessories from Spyder. This is their diamond cut wheel. This one's not a cutoff wheel. I would not describe it as something you use to slice through brick or tile. A diamond cut wheel is for grinding and profiling services. I've used a lot of cut wheels in my time, and they're perfect for when you want to just take a little bit off the top. Maybe during the winter, your concrete blocks have raised and you can't swing open your door. But just know that its job is surface grinding on masonry type materials, not cut-off work, not smoothing out metal. We also have a couple of Spyder 7-inch wheels here. The two main ones here are the segmented diamond blade and the 7-inch Diamond Edge universal cutoff wheel. The 7-inch Diamond Edge universal wheel is the larger version of the 4.5-inch multi-material wheel. So it's for bigger or deeper cuts where you may be moving through steel, rebar, brick tile, masonry, or mixed materials. But the big warning is this: don't just throw a 7-inch wheel onto any grinder. Make sure the tool, the guard, the arbor, the RPM, rating are all correct. The larger the wheel gives you more reach, but also needs the right setup. So here's the quick version. If you're cutting metal, grab the ceramic cutoff wheel. Type 1 for regular straight cuts, type 27 when the depressed center shape helps with access. If you're cutting mixed materials or you don't know what you're going to run into, grab the Diamond Edge universal wheel. If you're grinding metal, use the aluminum oxide grinding wheel. If you're smoothing or blending metal after grinding, use the 80 grit flap disc. If you're cutting tile, you care about the edge, use the continuous rim diamond blade. If you're cutting brick or masonry and want a balance of speed and cleanliness, use the turbo rim diamond blade. If you're cutting brick or masonry more aggressively, use segmented rim. If you're grinding concrete, pavers, blocks, masonry, bricks, you're going to use a diamond cup. And if you need deeper cuts than what's available with a 4.5-inch, go 7-inch. But make sure you're using the correct setup. At the end of the day, the test was pretty straightforward. The wheels work best when we use them for what they were designed to do, and that's really the whole lesson. Pick the wheel based on the material. Pick it based on the job, and don't try to make one accessory do everything. Hopefully this helps the next time you're staring at a wall of grinder wheels. I'll put the product list and the quick decision chart in the description so you can reference it later. And if you ever use the wrong wheel for the wrong material, I'm not judging. We've all done it. The goal is just to make the next cut easier, cleaner, and safer. I appreciate you all tuning into this video. I really hope it helps some of you or all of you. I know grinders can be a little intimidating. Let me know down in the comments, do you feel more comfortable now using these tools? We want to know. Leave it all below. With that, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. Hope to see you all on the next one.